What's up YouTube? Welcome back for another video from my Blind 75 challenge. We are tackling 75 questions from the Blind 75 list of LeetCode questions, and we are continuing on today with another question from the linked list section. Just as a reminder, if you're enjoying these videos, don't forget to click like and subscribe to the channel, and you can follow along with me on my journey to solving the Blind 75 challenge. This is question 141 and it's called Linked List Cycle. It asks us this: given head, the head of a linked list, determine if the linked list has a cycle in it. There is a cycle in a linked list if there is some node in the list that can be reached again by continuously following the next pointer. So the question just wants us to return true if there's a cycle in the linked list, otherwise return false. In example 1, it gives us the linked list of 3, 2, 0, 4, and then the list continues on with 2, 0, 4, 2, 0, 4, just continuously in a cycle. And of course, the answer to this one would be true because it has a cycle. Example 2 gives us the nodes 1 and 2, and then the list continues on 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and so on, continuously. And of course, we want to return true because there's a cycle in the linked list where the tail connects to the 0th node. And then example 3 just gives us one element, and I'm assuming that next on this element would equal null because there's no other elements to point to, and we want to return false because there's no cycle in the linked list. So one of the best techniques to solving this one is to take the two pointers approach. So if you haven't heard of the two pointers approach, it's just a really easy and effective technique that is typically used for searching pairs in a sorted array or something similar. For our scenario, we're just going to have a fast pointer and a slow pointer. And with these two pointers, we're going to move one, as you can imagine, very slowly through the list, just iterating over one at a time. And then the other pointer, as you can also imagine, is going to move faster. So it's going to iterate two at a time. And what will happen in this case is that either our fast pointer will reach the end of the list where we can check for a null value, and then that can be determined to say that there's no cycle, so we'll return false. Or the fast pointer will eventually catch up with the slow pointer, and if at any time in the algorithm they're found to be equal to each other, we know that we've found a cycle. Let's take a look at what that looks like as we code it out. So first of all, it's really good in these kind of questions just to kind of determine some edge cases. So let's think about things that the examples haven't told us. What if, for instance, head is passed in as a null value? Well, of course, we'll fail out of our algorithm, so we have to account for that edge case. So it's really good just up front, just to kind of lay that out. So we'll say if head equals null, we just want to return false because there's not going to be any cycle. So that's a really easy, quick win, and it just kind of shows that you're thinking about the edge cases. Let's set up our pointers. So we'll do list node fast equals head, and we'll do list node slow equals head also. We'll set up a while loop. We'll say while fast.next is not equal null, and fast.next.next is not equal to null also. And the reason for that is, of course, that we're going to be moving two at a time through this list, so we want to make sure we're not going to hit any null values and fail out. We'll set the fast pointer to fast.next.next, and then we'll set the slow pointer equal to slow.next. And then we want to set up our if case. So we're just going to check if fast is equal to slow, and if at any point it's found that they do equal each other, we're going to return true because we've found a cycle in the list. And then finally, if we've gone through the while loop and we've found that one of the next nodes equals to null, it means that we're at the end of the list and there's no cycle, so we'll just return false. Let's submit that code and see what the algorithm tells us. So great, so this is faster than 100% of Java submissions, so it's usually a good indicator that we've got the correct answer. And that's about it. That wraps up another question on the Blind 75 list of LeetCode questions. Again, we're tackling the linked list sections. If you're enjoying the videos, don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you tomorrow for another question.